Have you ever wondered what secrets hide behind the smiles of those who serve you? What if one small discovery could change everything you thought you knew about someone? Imagine stepping into a diner, sitting at a table, and realizing the person bringing your coffee is carrying more than just an order pad. What would you do if you found out they were hiding something life-changing? Pause for a second. Think about it. Where are you watching this from right now? Are you in a cozy corner of your home, or maybe on a bus heading to work? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button. It's a simple way to show support, and trust me, this story is worth it. This tale was made just for people like you, curious, kind-hearted souls who love uncovering truth. Let's dive deeper. It all started when Wyatt Harper decided to go undercover at his own diner chain. He wasn't some flashy CEO with expensive suits. He was a man who had built his business from scratch, working endless hours until his hands blistered. But lately things fell off. Profits were slipping, customers weren't as happy, and rumors swirled among staff about missing cash. Wyatt needed answers, so he rolled up his sleeves, put on a cap, and stepped into the shoes of a waiter. No one recognized him, not even Clara Winters, the young waitress whose name kept coming up in whispered conversations around the back kitchen. Clara seemed ordinary enough. She wore her apron tied tight, greeted everyone with a warm smile, and moved through the diner like she owned the place. Yet there was something about her, something guarded, almost fragile beneath her cheerful exterior. Wyatt noticed it immediately, but couldn't quite put his finger on it. Then came the day that changed everything. As he helped clear tables after the lunch rush, Wyatt spotted Clara rushing toward the staff locker room. Her bag swung heavily by her side, and for a split second, he caught a glimpse of stacks of bills spilling out before she quickly zipped it shut. His heart raced. Was she stealing? The thought gnawed at him, but instead of confronting her, Wyatt chose to observe. That night, as the diner emptied and the last customer left, Wyatt lingered, pretending to mop the floor while keeping one eye on Clara. She stayed late too, lingering near the counter, fidgeting with her bag. Finally, she slipped out the back door, glancing over her shoulder as though afraid someone might follow. Wyatt waited a few moments, then quietly trailed behind her. The streets were quiet, bathed in the soft glow of streetlights. Clara walked briskly, clutching her bag tightly against her chest. Wyatt kept his distance, careful not to make a sound. After several blocks, she turned into an alleyway that led to a dimly lit apartment building. Wyatt hesitated, unsure whether to continue. But curiosity got the better of him. He crept closer, stopping just outside the doorway where he heard muffled voices drifting down the hall. Peering inside, Wyatt saw Clara kneeling beside a small bed. On it lay a frail boy no older than 8, his face pale and sunken. A wave of guilt crashed over Wyatt as he realized the shocking truth. The money wasn't stolen, it was for medicine. Clara had been working double shifts, scrimping and saving every penny to pay for treatments her brother desperately needed. Tears welled in her eyes as she gently tucked the bills into a jar on the bedside table, whispering promises that everything would be okay. Wyatt stood frozen, his mind reeling. How could he have misjudged her so badly? All this time, he'd assumed the worst without knowing her story. He wanted to step forward, to tell her he understood, but something held him back. Instead, he returned to the diner early the next morning, replaying the scene in his head over and over again. What should he do now? Should he reveal himself? Or let her carry on, unaware that her boss knew her secret? When Clara arrived for her shift later that afternoon, Wyatt approached her cautiously. "Clara," he began, his voice soft yet firm, "can we talk?" She looked startled, clutching her tray nervously. "About what?" she asked, her tone defensive. Wyatt hesitated, then said, "I know about your brother." Clara's face went white. For a moment she didn't speak, her fingers trembling as they gripped the edge of the counter. "Please," she finally whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks, "don't fire me. I'll do anything. I just need to keep working." Wyatt shook his head, his own throat thick with emotion. "I'm not going to fire you, Clara. In fact," he paused, taking a deep breath, "I want to help." Clara stared at him, disbelief etched across her features. "Why would you help me?" she asked, her voice barely audible. Wyatt smiled sadly. "Because I've been where you are. Once upon a time, I didn't know how I'd make ends meet either. And I wouldn't wish that feeling on anyone." Over the next few weeks, Wyatt worked tirelessly to set up a fund for Clara's brother. He reached out to contacts in the medical field, negotiated discounts on treatments, and even arranged flexible hours for Clara so she could spend more time with her sibling. Word spread among the staff, and soon others began pitching in too, donating tips, organizing fundraisers, and offering words of encouragement. It was as though the entire diner had come together, united by Clara's courage and resilience. But just as things seemed to be improving, another twist emerged. One evening, as Wyatt reviewed the diner's accounts, he discovered discrepancies far greater than he'd imagined. Someone else had been siphoning funds, someone high up in management. The realization hit him like a punch to the gut. Could he confront them without jeopardizing everything he'd built? Would exposing the truth mean losing the very business that allowed him to help people like Clara? Wyatt wrestled with the decision for days, torn between loyalty to his employees and the fear of losing control. In the end, he chose transparency. He called a meeting with his team, laying bare the corruption within the company. "This isn't just my problem," he told them, his voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "It's ours. Together we can fix it, or fail trying." To his surprise, they rallied around him, determined to rebuild the diner with integrity at its core. Through it all, Clara remained a beacon of hope. Her strength inspired those around her, reminding them that even in the darkest moments, kindness could shine through. Slowly but surely, the diner transformed, not just financially but emotionally. Customers noticed the difference, commenting on the warmth and care they received with every visit. Business flourished, and so did the community. As Wyatt reflected on the journey, he realized something profound. Sometimes, the greatest discoveries come not from suspicion, but from empathy. By choosing to see beyond appearances, he'd uncovered not only Clara's truth, but also his own capacity for compassion. And now, dear listener, I ask you this: when was the last time you looked past judgment and truly saw someone for who they are? Take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Your stories matter. They remind us we're never alone in our struggles. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales that touch the heart. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to connect, to grow, and to learn from one another. The moral of this story? True strength lies not in power or wealth, but in understanding and lifting each other up. After all, every act of kindness ripples outward, changing lives in ways we may never fully comprehend. That's the story, friends. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a pleasure sharing it with you all. Don't forget to comment below and let me know where you're watching from. It's always fun to see the global reach of these stories. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for more amazing stories, tips, and tricks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.